Well, Tuesday today, and I've been looking at my bits of wood and things like that, and I thought I am a little bit down on things that I haven't got a good press, not a square press, because those bits of woods have got fair old bows in them, and the bottom one's got a real bow in it, but it's good for clamping, and the top one is getting a bit hacked off because I've been using it for sewing in the backs, sewing it down so I can put my make little holes in it in each page for the signatures all in one go, and I've been sort of ruining it, and it's I don't know, it's about 8 ply or something like that, 4 or 6, 8 ply something. It's various bits of wood, but it does bend and it hasn't got the strength. So we've got an Indian Emporium in the town, and they're quite good. They sell lots of bits and pieces, and what I bought was two chopping boards, and I think they're about 12 inches across. I think it's about 12 inches, yeah, and it's just less than 12 inches, about 11 and a half, and they have got a blood channel in them at the top, or a channel for something taking off loose liquids when you're chopping, because they are chopping boards, but they have a flat bottom on them. And what I did was I bought 2 of them, and they were reasonably priced. They were about £2. They were under £3 each anyway, so the pair of them came to less than £6. And I thought for that much, with the coach boats as well, I can't work out how much the coach boats are, because I have never bought them sort of individually. I've always bought 6 or 8 sets of them. So anyway, the wood is Hevea wood, I think they call it, and it's from the old rubber trees in Asia. And it's quite heavy, quite substantial, but it is a better looking thing than those bits of wood that I've got down there. And it will press something straight the way backwards, and the wood is flat, so I shouldn't have to use bits of card to save it being marked, so the impression of the wood won't be left on. What I did was I put the 2 boards together and made them as square off as I could, and then I put some of this masking tape around, which isn't very good quality masking tape, and I marked a hole in each corner for reference, so it's relatively square. And then I drilled it out with just an oversized. They're 8mm coach bolts actually, and I drilled the holes out. I used a small drill first, just to line it up, and then I used a bigger drill, 8mm, just over 8mm drill. I think it was about a 10mm drill I used to drill out the holes, and then I put the things in, and it seems to work fine. So what I'm going to do is open it up now. It's not a new thing, this. I know there's a girl on the internet, on YouTube, that's made one, but she's got two screws in. I'm trying to do this and I'm going into my routine again, where I'm trying to hold it and take off the bits and pieces, but the tape that's on it is mine. I mean, it's what I put on just to square it off, and it looks quite tidy. I mean, it's I mean, you can pay horrendous prices for presses, I mean, if you want to, but I should imagine, I don't know whether you can get these in every town, or whether there's an Indian Emporium in every town, I'm not quite sure, but there'll be something around. I know that if you buy English, it's very expensive, and I don't know how long the wood's, I don't know even if the wood's, I mean, they call it a rubber tree, it might be rubbery once I put a bit of pressure on it and put my books in, but I shall let you know. And it must be something substantial, because it is a chopping board, and they're supposed to take a bit of fair wear and tear. I'm just trying to strip this tape off at the moment, and it's nothing spectacular really, but heavens, they do save you labour. I keep going out of focus and out of the way for a time being, but there we are. And it sits on, it's got the little feet at the back of the bolts, So there it is, and I've screwed it down, and you can put springs in it and things like that to hold it up if you want. I find that the springs get caught inside. I've tried this spring business before. I don't know what type, because you need bushes inside and all sorts of things, so make it as cheap as you can, and this does work, I mean, without being too fancy. I'm trying to hold this and lift it up at the same time, so yeah, this is quite difficult to do with one hand, and I can see why you need the springs now, because these boards are heavier than what I've normally been using. So that seems a bit jammed there, I don't know what for. Just put my camera down for a second while we unjam this. Oh, I see, I've got a washer stuck in. There was a washer stuck. So there we go. And I don't know if that's in focus or whatever, I'm just doing this with it. I'm quite pleased with this because it's quite, it looks the part anyway. Instead of having rubbishy bits of wood, it does look the part, and for the couple of coppers it cost, I'm reasonably pleased with it. So you slide your book in, like so. There we are, and then we just squeeze it down. I hope that's in focus. And there we are. You can get a fair bit of pressure on with that, and it does a what I call an A5 book, which is all I want it for, to do A5 booklets. And I suppose you could get maybe 2 or 3 in there. There's enough bolt room to get sort of 2 or 3 in. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. It's quite pleasant to look at, the wood, and it's got no sharp corners on, so there's nothing to catch on it. And yes, that's quite good for under £6. Probably with the bolts, probably a tenner altogether for a little press. And if you look on the net and have a look and see how much they actually are, you'd be quite shocked. So getting one of them for a tenner is not a bad thing. I'll stop there anyway. I'll see you.